Hello, I'm Lucinda Joseph. You're watching Star Online TV today, and we're talking to Dr Azlina Amir Abbas, a volunteer from Mercy Malaysia, and Shahanaaz Habib, our in-house journalist. They're here to share some stories and experience working at war-torn Gaza Strip recently. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks.
Shahanaaz, well, very quickly, we're just going to go on the first time you arrived in Gaza. Can you talk us through what were the challenges that you faced?
Well, first of all, getting in was such a hassle because I arrived on the 10th of January. That's like about a week, about more than 10 days after the war had started. But to get in was such a problem because the Egypt side, all the borders were closed. So you can't get in through Israel, you can't get in through Egypt. So I had to wait to get permits and stuff, meaning that the Egyptian side wanted a letter from us saying that they're not responsible for whatever happened, and that had to be issued by the Malaysian embassy. So that, and then you have to write your personal letter and stuff like that. So even the day when I got permission to go in, which was a Friday, we were at the border crossing at 8:30 in the morning. We got in at about 5:30 p.m. and you know the border crossing, it's only 50 meters away.
So much of red tape.
Yeah, too much of red tape. And then to get in, once you get in, I had somebody waiting across because I managed to get a contact from the Egyptian side so that a guy would wait for me. Because it's war, you don't want to go in blind because there are like no cabs that you can flag down. So, so there was somebody waiting there, and he'd been waiting since 8:30 basically in the morning.
Okay.
And he took me, and there was another French journalist who always covers Gaza. So both of us got in with this guy, Hamad, and he just drove us, and then he brought us through to certain places. He stopped us at some bombed areas, but it was already late, so we couldn't be out much longer, because once it's really dark, then we have to go back. And it's winter. So so it's sun sets early.
How cold was that?
At night it's 5 degrees.
Okay.
Okay. So then we just got in, and he put me in family's house with the women, and then the French journalist went, I don't know where, somewhere else.
Okay, and Azlina, you were there for how long?
I think we were there for about 11 days, but we were not so unlucky as Shahanaaz was, where the day we arrived, we had all our paperwork, I think through the experience of the previous groups that went in. But we still had to wait. We waited about 4 hours to get past the gate, even with the paperwork. And another hour or so just to clear immigration and customs. So all in all, we were there for about 11 days. We stayed in we were hosted by a Palestinian family. Really nice family, and they not only played host to us, they played host to another charity group from Qatar, a group of I think about 10 doctors or so.
How many team were from Malaysia?
From Malaysia, this team that I was a member of, there were 6 of us, including myself. 3 orthopedic surgeons, 1 anesthetist, 1 general surgeon, and 1 pediatric surgeon. And we were headed by Dr. Heng. I mean, you met him.
Yeah,
really nice guy.
But what's amazing is that the people there, and I hear stories from you all that they were very resilient, and it's amazing. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Well,
what were your feelings?
When obviously no one has really much contact with people in Gaza, and some of us had visions of them basically, not to say wallowing in self-pity, but really in a bad state. But when we got in, we realized it was the total opposite. Everyone was very positive thinking, very strong in their faith. Certainly, they were very optimistic that sooner or later things would work out the way it should be. As far as they are concerned, life still goes on. Yes, there may be a war, there's bombs being dropped everywhere and people being killed, yes, but life still does go on. And I think that really speaks volumes for their courage, their spirit. If it were us, I think most of us would just say, okay, I give up, I'll just lie down and just wait for something to happen to me. You have to realize that these people have been at war for more than 50 years. If they had adopted that sort of attitude, they wouldn't go anywhere. Really. And So that in that sense, their courage, resilience, tenacity is just amazing, very inspiring to all of us who were there.
Shahanaaz, what about the family that you stayed in? You were telling me some wonderful
I
stories
kind of
about
moved.
them.
I stayed with them for one day, the first night, and I went in on the 16th, which was 2 days before the ceasefire. So the first night, one of the girls, she slept with me in the hall, and she watched me for a while, just to see whether I was afraid of the bombs and stuff. And then she dozed off because they've been they've been having sleepless nights since the 27th, and that's that's been like such a long time. So then at about 10:30 at night, it was really bad. The bombs were, it was really bad because it just kept falling all over and non-stop. And then the house started shaking. And it was like, oh, okay, looking at the windows, are they going to break? Is there going to be a bomb there? And I was just thinking, they endured this for so many, so long,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you sleep at night when you hear
You don't
bombs blowing up just very close to you?
You don't sleep,
No, it's not that easy,
It's silent because then you have the drone. The drone is an unmanned aircraft that goes around. It's takes satellites and stuff, and the sound is like humming sort of a sound.
Yeah, it's like a bee apparently. Yeah. And
so you have that sound when you don't hear the planes coming and bombing. Then you have that eerie sound, of that, and it's like, ooh, it's quite unnerving. And
did it ever cross your mind whether you're going to make it out alive or, I mean, like, did you ever think of that?
I think for me, the torture was also waiting outside at the Egyptian side. We want to get in, we're journalists, we want to get in to report what is happening inside. So it was horrible to watch it from outside and not know, where it hit. So it seemed better coming in to at least experience what they were going through.
And how did people respond to you as a journalist? I mean, were they open to tell you stories, or did they just shun you? Or
no, they were really open. But you know why I'm smiling? Because when I came in, I walked into the market the first day, and the market, even on the day of the bombings, they were still open with tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff, because they grow and they need food. They asked me, because I was not covered, and you can see obviously that I'm from another country, so they came rushing, and then they said, what took you so long to get in? Why? That sort of a thing. And the day I got in was one of the days that, one of the first days that foreign journalists went in, so about more than 50, I think, got in that day. So, I mean, it was like, for them, they were happy to see journalists, and they just wanted to tell their piece and what they thought of the whole thing.